Everyone, welcome to SCube TV. I am your host Rajni, and today I have with me a very special guest joining us on our channel. His name is Dr. Piyush Juneja. He is an Ayurvedic doctor, and today on the program we are going to discuss with him on Ayurveda versus allopathy. Yes, today we are going to discuss with him on Ayurveda versus allopathy. But before, let's welcome him to SCube TV. Hello, Dr. Piyush. Welcome to SCube TV.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, all of you, and thank you again, the SQ TV team, Rajni, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking out time and coming to the channel again. And with this, without any further ado, Dr. Piyush, I would like to, start today's interview with my very first question, which is, we'll talk about Ayurveda versus allopathy, which was, a very hot topic recently. But before discussing versus, I actually would like to know from you if you can please talk about Ayurveda and allopathy. And also, if you can please differentiate these two.
See, as far as we all know, Ayurveda is our one of the oldest system of medicine, and uh, uh, as in India and you say in the entire world, one of the
Mhm.
oldest text, the knowledge books which we know are Vedas. So we have Rig Ved, Yajurved, Samved, and Atharved, and Ayurveda is a part of Atharved. So there are four Veds in which Ayurveda is the part of Atharved, and moving towards the history, if we see several acharyas and rishis developed the entire system around thousands of years ago. Now, as far as allopathic system of medicine is concerned, so if we see the history, like when Britishers were there in India, and at that time, in fact, this particular system started getting developed across the world, especially from the Britain, and it came to other part of the world. And that there are historical references. They have took certain inputs and certain knowledges from our system of medicine as well, as we were ruled by those Britishers. So they have took certain references. They have seen certain medical practices which were prevalent at that time in our India, where Ayurveda, like Vaidyas, were following that, and from that they have developed. No doubt, with the current scientific development and science, the physics, the technology,
Mhm.
so many aspects have enabled allopathic system of medicine in getting developed at a very advanced level, which is good for humanity, which is good for mankind, and for healing. As far as the emergency system of medicine is concerned, surgeries are concerned. So all these aspects are being developed in a very advanced way. So in that
Mhm.
sense, allopathic system of medicine started, and now as we are seeing it in a developed form. So this is the basic difference now we can say. And then
Mhm.
British started allopathic colleges and allopathic medical colleges, and doctors they started developing in India also. And
Mhm.
gradually our country adopted that system, and other Indian system of medicines. It was Ayurveda, it was Siddha in Tamil Nadu.
Mhm.
Homeopathy started from Germany, but eventually being practiced in India as well, very exhaustively, especially in Bengal and other
Mhm.
parts of the country. It is it is like being practiced. So there are so many other systems also in India. However,
Mhm.
these are the two, you can say, leading healthcare system: allopathic and Ayurveda.
Okay. But Dr. Piyush, here is my question. One more question. So India is from where Ayurveda began. India is the home of Ayurveda. So my question to you is: but even though India actually is the place from where, like mentioned, Ayurveda began, then why are Indians not accepting the fact that Ayurveda can be more effective than allopathy?
No, I think this notion and this statement is not that much relevant these days. We have seen
Okay.
in our clinic, and as we have this platform, IndianVedyas.com, where we have more than 1 lakh Ayurveda doctors, and we have lakhs of visitors. So gradually,
Mhm.
now people are accepting. It's not correct to say that people are not accepting. However, the
Okay.
issue here is we need to understand in our society and in our overall system. The point is there are two, three basic differences we need to understand. Like, for example, if you see China, so in China,
Mhm.
if you go to any hospital or any city, they have Chinese system of medicine as well as they have allopathic system of medicine equally positioned. And in fact, in
Mm-hmm.
COVID also, if you read the case studies or if you read the articles, all the
Mm-hmm.
patients who were admitted to the allopathic hospital, they have also given Chinese herbs and Chinese decoctions also to have along with the allopathic system. So one side allopathic doctors were treating them, other side Chinese medical system doctors were also treating them, both
Mm-hmm.
in collaboration or in association. So that is an
Mm-hmm.
international model which we are also advocating in India as well. Now, if we come
Okay.
to India, so the problem was we have been ruled by Britishers for so many years, and when we got independence, and after that also, again the mindset was not that much. It's recently, few years back, that this entire system has been converted into a ministry. Earlier
Yeah.
it was just a small department, and if you see the health budget, if somebody can correlate that, if government is giving, for example, 100 rupees to a health budget, in which only sometimes 1 or 2 rupees given to Indian system of medicine, in which it's not only Ayurveda. You will surprise to know that Ayurveda, yoga, naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, all these
Mm-hmm.
systems are given only 1 to 2 rupees, and 98 rupees are going to allopathic. So how you will think and how you can imagine that with just only 1 or 2 rupees from a 100 rupee budget, if a system
Mm-hmm.
is getting, and then they can flourish or they can grow. So I think that has now is changing with last few years. We have seen the budget has been increased. You must have seen so many Ayurveda hospitals and Ayurveda setups are being grown. Now NAB,
Mm-hmm.
their medical insurance, you will, I don't know if you people are aware, so many medical insurance companies are now covering Ayurveda treatments and other Indian system of medicine treatments in their policy as well. So you can go with your medical insurance policy, with your medical insurance card, and you can get a Ayurveda treatment cashless or maybe without spending anything if it is covered in
Mm-hmm.
insurance policy as you go for your allopathic treatments in the hospitals. And more Ayurveda doctors are now practicing only authentic Ayurveda. So, and companies are also developing good quality medicines. Government is very strict in that part as well.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, they have brought up so many norms. So they are closing down the malpractice in companies and all those aspects. So I think now system is developing and more people are adopting as a first line of treatment, which is good for our society, because this is the system which is healing from the root cause without any side effect. And in recent times in COVID also we have seen so many patients are adopting Ayurveda in many ways and they are getting benefited.
Okay, okay. But but Dr. Piyush, also, then why do you think people connect Ayurveda, people connect allopathy with science, whereas people connect Ayurveda with religion and with a certain political party? Why is that?
Again, an excellent question, Rajni, and I appreciate you for asking this question upfrontly on this forum, on this and your
Mm-hmm.
channel. I, in fact, congratulate your entire channel team that you are so frank and so candid about this particular discussion. Let me put up in this way. See, it's not about, by the way, any party. It's about the religion we follow, and we all should proud being a Hindu. We all should, and with due respect to all the religions. I don't want to criticize any religion, be it
Mm-hmm.
like Islam, be it Christianity, be it Sikhism, any religion. But
Mm-hmm.
if we all are being honest, and if we see our history, this is one of the oldest religion. If you see the history, so Islam and Christianity came after Hinduism, and that is mentioned in the history very well, and along with
Mm-hmm.
that Sikhism as well. So when you talk about history, this is one of the oldest religion. So that's why the knowledge, the books, the text, the system of medicine also, all of them have developed early, in fact prior to any other system. So that's
Mm-hmm.
one aspect. So now the problem is, as Ayurveda being developed by Hindus and the Hindu like religion is being correlated with Ayurveda. However, if we see in many parts of the world, so many people in US, Canada, and so many other countries, you see, for example, yoga. So now yoga has become yoga, and yoga
Mm-hmm.
practiced in US, in Canada, in many Muslim countries as well, by the way, in UAE, in Saudi Arabia, in many Islamic countries,
Mm-hmm.
many Christian countries, Times Squares, New York, they have done yoga in this yoga day. The
Mm-hmm.
entire gathering was there at Times Square, New York as well. In UAE, you can see, in Saudi Arabia, you can see. So it's not about
Mm-hmm.
religion now. It's a practice. It's a practice which people are following, and they are seeing it as a health benefit. They are not correlating or connecting with this with any religion. So be any
Okay.
people are doing yoga, right? And the same way Ayurveda should be also seen. So it's a system of medicine. It's healing. As a doctor, I
Mm-hmm.
see that if my patient is a Hindu or a Sikh or a Christian or a
Yeah.
Muslim, I treat them as a patient. I give them medicine as a patient, and they get healing. And in fact, when we have seen that people are getting benefited, so many people have praised that we have got healed with Ayurveda. So they see it as a system of medicine. Now,
Mm-hmm.
there are political interest, there are vested interest due to political affiliations, due to religious affiliations, and so on. In fact, we have Unani
Mm-hmm.
in Islamic system, Unani system of medicine. That is excellent system of medicine that has to be developed. We have so many other system of medicines as well. But the problem here is in Ayurveda,
Mm-hmm.
the plant, the research, the herbs are being focused gradually, and many countries are doing so many research in those aspects. And as we all know, that it is one of the, and it's already documented. So everything,
Mm-hmm.
if we conclude, everything originated from Ayurveda, and every system of medicine somehow originated with Ayurveda. Like for example, if you see, so many surgeons are placing picture of Sushruta as a father of surgery in the operation theater. You can go to many leading operation theaters in many corporate hospitals. I have been to so many government or private corporate hospitals, allopathic hospitals, where you see the picture of Sushruta, Maharishi Sushruta, as father of surgery. Many surgeons pray to him prior to starting any surgery, and it is a very common practice in many
Mm-hmm.
hospitals. In fact, many part of the countries also I have seen. So now again, this is a thing which we all need to understand, and accordingly we need to take it forward without connecting it to any religion, any political party, and anything. I think that will diffuse the benefit of healing. That will divert the focus of healing the mankind. And so many doctors, in fact, who are learning Ayurveda and practicing Ayurveda are not Hindu. It's not that all the doctors are Hindus. So many, my
Mm-hmm.
very good of friend, mine are Muslims, they are Christians, they are Sikhs. All of them are Ayurveda doctors, and they are very good Ayurveda doctors, by the way, excellent Ayurveda doctors, practicing
Mm-hmm.
Ayurveda and healing people. So nobody think of religion while practicing any system of medicine, and it should not be.
Okay, so would you say that this is an unnecessary controversy created, in our
Absolutely,
country?
absolutely. I think, see, we all need to understand the one thing which we all need to understand is, end of the day, we all are Indians. We
Yeah.
can have our religion. We respect each religion in this country. This is a democratic country. This is a secular country. We respect,
Mm-hmm.
we believe in coexisting with all the religions. So that
Mm-hmm.
is the DNA. That is the nature of our country. That we are secular. We are democratic. We are respecting each and every religion practice in our country. However, on
Mm-hmm.
the same note, we also need to understand that people who are spreading negativity should be discouraged, and we all should make it a clear point to the world that being Indians, we all are Indians, and we have this Indian system of medicine, which is Ayurveda, which is giving
Mm-hmm.
all of you a healing, a complete healing. You see, so many herbs are doing multi-billion business in US, in
Yeah.
Canada, in many parts of the world, and all these herbs, now government of India is very proactive, and they are claiming that the patent is invalid because many companies have done patent on neem, tulsi, haldi, and all these are our herbs. We are using it from
Mm-hmm.
so many years. Portuguese, Britishers, all these people came in 1500 centuries to our shores and explored these spices. In fact, the first business they done with India was these spices and these herbs, which they took to
Mm-hmm.
their respective country. So I think all these things we are using from so many years, and now government of India is proactively putting that claims that these patents are invalid, and India is the origin country of these herbs and these medicines, which is very well accepted
Mm-hmm.
in global fraternity as well. So all of us should understand this, that collectively we all are Indians. We should promote our system of medicine and our pathy across the world, being an Indian, and I think that is the best way to take it forward.
Okay, so would you say it is exactly as a bhang or marijuana? Because in our country, we offer that to our god. We offer, and in our festivals, we actually offer it to people to have it. As prasad, and things like that. But we have made it illegal. And whereas in countries in, internationally, it has been made legal. So what would you say about that?
Again, an excellent question. I think you people have done your homework very well. This is a very hot topic these days. In fact, medical cannabis is one of the domain which we are specifically focused. In fact, we are right now having one of the largest database of medical cannabis patients. We have done till
Mm-hmm.
now from our clinic around 5,000 patients we have done. See, you need to understand again, cannabis and bhang is a plant. Hemp, it has also been known as hemp or
Mm-hmm.
vijaya in Ayurveda. This particular plant, if you see, many countries are doing not millions, billions of business, billions of dollars of legal business. By the way, I'm not talking about the recreational and the illegal business that is in many more numbers, but I'm only talking about the legal business, the legal documented business. So many countries are doing billions of dollars of business in this particular herb, single herb. And you
Mm-hmm.
need to understand this was very much legal in our country as well. However,
Yeah.
doctors came and they saw that they have this particular herb where they can relieve the pain within few minutes. They can cure the patient from the root cause. So they got this
Mm-hmm.
kind of an insecurity that through this herb, Indians can heal so many diseases. So they ultimately banned that and they ultimately made that illegal. In fact, they have done, and US have also done in their country and many other countries a few years back. Now, when
Mm-hmm.
gradually they realize the power and they have done the research, now if you see in US, most of the states in US, the law is a particular state will do it legal. It's not a country level law; it's a state level
Mm-hmm.
law. So if you talk about Washington, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, so many, California, so many states have done it. In fact, Mexico, one of the countries
Mm-hmm.
which is being labeled for all these drugs and all these issues, they have made it legal. Canada is already in in that loop. In countries
Mm-hmm.
like, for example, Australia. In fact, Australia has moved towards one more step. They have made it available OTC, like patients can take it from over the counter as well. So now all these countries, in many European countries, it's legal. So now they have realized the power of this particular herb. Recently, I was reading that Ireland has infused this into their medical systems. That means the patients who can take the treatment and they can claim, because in US and in other parts they have certain legal drugs, but certain things are coming under alternative medicine. There they will not get the reimbursement. Patients can pay and buy this, but they will not
Mm-hmm.
get. Generally in these countries, medical care is taken by the government, but in many countries they have included in the mainstream also, so the entire treatment is reimbursed by the government. So that means you can see that they are so serious and so specifically interested in this particular herb. This is the single herb, this is the first herb they have made legal in terms of giving the medical support, financial support to their patient. So if you see
Mm-hmm.
the entire thing in the entire domain, now India has also come up and they have made it legal in terms of the Ayurveda license, the Ayush license. So many companies and
Mm-hmm.
startups are working in this sphere, but it will take some time for India to maybe grow in this particular segment. But the problem was it has been labeled and it has been labeled negatively in our society. In one scenario, we have this harmful nicotine cigarettes which are available at a pawn shop. We have this
Mm-hmm.
alcohol which is available at a liquor shop, which is more
Mm-hmm.
dangerous in many aspects as
Yeah.
compared to cannabis if it is taken in a proper way. And the taboo is also very much the confusion. For example, hemp seeds and hemp seed oil is not at all psychotropic. They don't cause any addiction or any kind of a nasha, and they are very much like, for example, in Uttarakhand we have this bhang ki chutney and all these
Yeah.
superfood. It's a superfood. It's a boon for vegans, those who don't want to take non-vegetarian food. This is the best source of protein, best source of omega 3 and omega 6. This is the only plant or only I can say food apart from the fish oil which is have the golden ratio of omega. So omega 3 and omega 6 are at the best ratio in either fish oil or in the hemp seed oil. Now those who are vegan, they will not take fish oil, so hemp seed oil is
Mm-hmm.
the only option for them apart from any other. In fact, this is the one of the highest source of protein. The ratio, if you see, it is the highest among any vegetarian food in terms of the protein. All the amino acids, magnesium, zinc has been come up very recently in the COVID time. So many doctors have said that zinc is very important for immunity and fighting with the COVID. And this is one of the highest source of zinc. So all these nutritional value this hemp seed and hemp seed oil is having. And in fact, recently in India, FSSAI
Mm-hmm.
drafted adopted a policy in which they have included hemp seed and hemp seed oil in that policy, and we will see the final policy will be released in this year. So then
Mm-hmm.
that can be available as a food supplement as well. So India is progressing in this herb, but yes, we need to
Mm-hmm.
learn from other countries, and they have done a huge advanced level
Yeah.
research, and people are getting so much benefited in those countries. So the same benefit should be now duplicated and replicated in Indian population as well.
Okay, okay. I mean, that's really amazing if we can do that. But having said that, I also would like to ask you one more question, Dr. Piyush. I know we are we are getting off topic and off. I mean, the discussion topic, but it's a very important question. So I would like to ask you. You being a doctor, an Ayurvedic doctor, and also you are a cannabis practitioner, certified. So I actually would like to know from you that recently there was so much of news where young people taking marijuana and smoking and these all these things, and which was making quite a news for some people to listen to. But here I would like to ask you that would you say it should be at some quantity it should be made legal for youth to consume to release their stress or to release their pain, or how would you like to? I mean, what would you like to say?
See, actually, as far as recreational use of cannabis is concerned, that is a matter of discussion. Already,
Okay.
the policy and the like documents are there with several state governments. As far as the medical cannabis usage is concerned, that is quite legal in our country. Many states have given approval for Ayush products, Ayurveda. Under Ayurveda specifically, many products are available. With a doctor
Mm-hmm.
prescription, anyone can take it. Let me come up in that sense. In fact, the discussion of allopathy and Ayurveda, I can start away from there as well. We have so many
Okay.
allopathic drugs and allopathic medicines. You talk about stress, anxiety, insomnia, many psychological disorders. We have so many allopathic drugs which are also there and which are also fine in emergency
Mm-hmm.
situations. Sometimes we have to like recommend patients and they take allopathic treatment. However, for the long term, the problem is they have side effects. So the model of
Okay.
integration which we always recommend is for emergency and acute situations. Sometimes you can refer a allopathic system, but for a long-term or permanent solution, Ayurveda is the only system of medicine. Now we have
Mm-hmm.
come up with this query that people were taking sedatives, multiple sedatives. Sometimes they were not able to get sleep. They were taking antidepressants. They were taking so many psychotropic drugs, and all
Mm-hmm.
allopathic drugs, by the way, are more harmful that any, if you compare to any herb, be it a cannabis or anything, they are more harmful in terms of the side effects, in terms of the, in fact, they cause addiction also. If you don't take your pill on a single day, you will
Mm-hmm.
discomfort and you will feel that I am getting addicted to a particular medicine. So that these are harmful in those aspects as well. Now, if when we
Okay.
replace them with medical cannabis and with the medicines which are available under Ayurveda, we have seen that they are getting relieved and they are withdrawing all these harmful drugs and harmful chemical pills. They are easily managing their problems, their anxiety, stress, insomnia, many psychotropic issues manage easily. And along with
Mm-hmm.
other Ayurveda medicines as well, easily. And along with
Mm-hmm.
other Ayurveda medicines as well. So, but coming to the second point, that is recreational. See, in many countries, it has been legalized. Like I said, if harmful nicotine can sell, if harmful alcohol can sell, why not this in a controlled manner? That is point number one. Second, see, we need to understand, being a responsible society, there can be repercussions and there can be negative effects as well. However, in many countries, the study has came up that where they have legalized the use and the negative impact on the societies or teenagers have been reduced a lot because it has been regularized rather than
Mm-hmm.
selling in a black or gray market. So in that note, if our government will move forward in a terms of a mature step, they need to regulate. They need to, apart from being like making it legal, they need to regulate and they need to come up with some kind of a regulation that how they will take care of the like say the illegal use or the illegal things which are already going on. And I appreciate
Mm-hmm.
narcotics department and other departments who are very proactively working on that, because we also deal with
Mm-hmm.
medical cannabis. They used to interact with us as well to check whether the patient is really viable or it's a legal prescription or they are faking that, or maybe they are promoting illegal things. So
Okay.
we always criticize and we are always against what is illegal in our country. We are always against that. But yes, with prescription right now there are certain medicines and certain medical cannabis products are available, which anyone can take and get benefited in whatever the health issues they are having.
Okay, so under doctor's prescription, they can have.
Yes.
Okay, okay, got it. So now, Dr. Piyush, so now I would like to ask you the hot topic, I mean, the hot question of today's discussion, which is so without being biased, because you know, you yourself are an Ayurvedic doctor, so without being biased, I actually would like to know from you, do you support this argument of Ayurveda being better than allopathy or allopathy being better than Ayurveda?
See, again, as I said that Ayurveda and allopathy both have their pros and cons. We need to understand a very basic aspect here is ultimately end of the day we are benefiting the human society, our patients. Our
Mhm.
intention is to benefit them rather than fighting with each other. And there are so many doctors in allopathic system of medicine as well as in Ayurveda system of medicines. Those are looking for an integration model rather than competition. So we are not here for the competition. We are here for the integration. That is the takeaway message we all need to understand. When we proceed towards the integration model is like we take certain aspects from allopathic system of medicine which can benefit to the patient, and we take certain aspects from Ayurveda system of medicine which will benefit to the patient. And when we combined both aspects, we have seen tremendous results and excellent results in terms of healing, in terms of ensuring that those people are getting benefited and they are able to
Mhm.
heal whatever the health issue they were facing. For example,
Mhm.
in cancer cases, many times they have to take chemotherapy. Now, chemotherapy will have so much of side effects. So those side effects, especially the pain, is unbearable. So many times, people are literally crying. People are literally requesting that give us something which can relieve the pain which they are facing due to the cancer and due to the chemotherapy or the radiation they are facing. So now chemotherapy or radiations are sometimes required for ensuring the cancer which they are suffering should be checked. But the side effects of chemotherapy, the pain management, the quality of life, and it has been proven that somebody is taking, for example, I'm talking about medical cannabis. So somebody is taking that, the chances of chemotherapy cycles can reduce significantly. We were discussing in one panel discussion from with a professor from US, and he was quoting that there is a research that people who are taking medical cannabis regularly, their chemotherapy cycles will reduce to 50%. If
Mhm.
they require 12 cycles, they can get healed in 6 cycles only. And the recurrence also can be minimized, and the
Mhm.
quality of life and pain management. And there are so many other Ayurveda medicines as well apart from medical cannabis. So my point
Mhm.
is, if this model can work in this way, like for cancer cases, and for other cases also, like somebody is doing surgery, we have some allopathic doctors. I know personally one doctor in Mirror. So he do the surgeries. He is performing surgeries in the patients. So now surgery and performing the surgery with an MS orthopedic. He's an orthopedic surgeon. But the
Mhm.
point is, he's managing so many issues of that surgery or like post surgery with Ayurveda medicines, and he has discussed and he has delivered lecture on board on public forum sometimes that I'm managing many issues with only Ayurveda medicine. He's not giving any single antibiotic to any patient, and he's managing all the surgeries only
Mhm.
with Ayurveda medicine. So one side he is a surgeon, he is an orthopedic surgeon with a allopathic hospital. He is managing very well, and on the other side he is using the Ayurveda medicines. He is negligibly using as minimum as possible allopathic medicines to ensure that the entire case has been successfully healed without developing the antibiotic resistance. That is a hot topic.
Mhm.
Superbugs, antibiotic resistance. So many people are getting resistance to so many antibiotics due to the abusive overuse of medicines. So now we need to understand the limitation. Like for example, in Ayurveda, we have the limitation that we don't have the ecosystem or infrastructure of doing surgeries. Some people are doing in some colleges, but not that advanced level robotic surgery
Mhm.
or that advanced level surgeries. Or we don't have some kind of an emergency system like ICU management, cardiac care management, or that kind of stuff. So we know our limitations. But
Mhm.
allopathic should also accept that in a positive way, that okay, Ayurveda has this qualities, allopathic has this quality, let's join hand together and let's heal the humanity. And some hospitals are doing in their own capacity in north as well as in south. We have some hospitals
Mhm.
where allopathic doctors and Ayurveda doctors are joining hands, and they are giving the integration system of medicine to the patients, but we need to develop and we need to impart and infuse this mindset in more and more hospitals. And as we are able to do that, I think that will be the best option for the entire humanity, for the entire mankind, that they are getting healed. That is the main idea and that is the main thing which we need to ensure and we need to discuss. So rather than fighting with each other, let's
Yeah.
join. And we have seen in COVID also, many people were on
Mm-hmm.
oxygen support. And when we started some Ayurveda medicines to them, their recovery was very fast as compared to
Yeah.
what we were used to. So now that I think mindset we should propagate, and through your channel also, we should disseminate this information. Let's join hand together and let's complement each other with the qualities, and let's heal the mankind and humanity rather than fighting with each other.
Okay, okay, that's really amazing and that's really great. But Dr. Piyush, would you say that Ayurveda is more accepting of integrating and with allopathy and allopathy, and allopathy being a bit ignorant towards Ayurveda? Would you agree?
See, actually, again, the problem here is we need to understand that ignorance can be at till that level where they can digest that, or maybe they can live with that. But now gradually, when more and more people are accepting that, yes, like for example, we have a very small clinic in Delhi NCR. So many
Mm-hmm.
patients today also, I remember in my OPD, so many patients were there that we need to start Ayurveda as a first line of treatment. Or generally what we receive is, we receive those patients who have who have exhausted their options. They have visited to so many allopathic doctors, but they were not getting healing, or they were not getting a permanent solution for their problem. And then they have come up to us that, okay, at least there can be some solution in Ayurveda. And so many Ayurveda doctors in our country are facing these cases on a daily basis. So my point is,
Mm-hmm.
rather than accept, and let's join hands together so that the society will see that, okay, these both pathies are working together rather than fighting each other. Because in fighting, nobody will gain, and ultimately people are smart and people are mature enough these days. I appreciate
Mm-hmm.
that the millennials, the young generations like you, the teenagers, all of them are very smart these days. They know what they are taking as an
Mm-hmm.
also. Immediately they can check with their smartphones, with the internet. They can check. For example, a very simple drug. In fact, I remember a couple of days back, one lady was there, a like senior citizen with her grandson, and her grandson immediately asked me that, okay, doctor, I have a doubt. I said, what? So he said, like she recently got diabetes. So he said, one of my allopathic doctor prescribed metformin, and metformin I have checked is banned in US due to some serious issues. Why they are prescribing in India? I don't want my grandmother to take metformin because this is a very serious side effect drug which has been already banned in US. So why doctors are prescribing
Mm-hmm.
in India? So that kind of questions they were having, and this he said upfrontly, no, that's why I want her to take Ayurveda, something natural, which will not affect her body, which will not have
Mm-hmm.
side effect, and so on. So many other examples we have on daily basis. So it's like, see,
Mm-hmm.
although the number is very less as far as the serious Ayurveda practitioners are concerned, but it is growing now. Earlier, what was happening
Mm-hmm.
in our country also, nobody was giving preference to Ayurveda. So by virtue of earning a livelihood, or by some these kind of models, maximum Ayurveda doctors were also
Mm-hmm.
practicing allopathy. In fact, these days also they are practicing. But now so many Ayurveda doctors are coming,
Mm-hmm.
doctors like us, they are practicing 100% Ayurveda medicines only. So gradually this will increase and this will replicate and duplicate, and eventually allopathic doctors should also come up. And in fact it's there. In fact, many doctors, I know many senior doctors, many HODs, many top doctors in India, they are advocating, they are very supportive, they refer patients to us as well. It's not like that. But yes, there are several doctors in any pathy. In fact, in Ayurveda also we have so many doctors who are not accepting or who are not ready to join hands with allopathy, and vice versa. So these kind of doctors and these kind
Mm-hmm.
of mindset will always be there in all the pathies. But yes, I think let's, and in fact in the recent debate, I don't want to quote any company or to quote any person, but the recent debate which we have
Mm-hmm.
in the media, still so many allopathy doctors quoted this on channels that we are not against Ayurveda, we are against a specific person, or maybe they have got hurted with the words or the language being used against them, but they were not against the system of medicine, they were not against
Okay.
those doctors who are genuinely practicing Ayurveda. They have quoted this on record. So I think this we need to respect, this we need to understand, and if we both will respect each other, if we both will respect each other pathy, I think that will come up,
Mm-hmm.
that will grow, and that mindset will need to again, as I said, duplicate and replicate, and this will ensure that we all are getting a respect in the society, and ultimately patient, they never see if I am taking allopathic medicine, I am taking Ayurveda medicine. Patient mindset is I need to get healed. It's very very simple.
Okay.
Patient
Yeah.
don't think, and they don't want to, in fact, go to in that debate or argument whether they are taking allopathy, whether they are taking Ayurveda, which is better, which is not. No, patient ultimately
Mm-hmm.
needs, patient ultimately needs
Result.
whatever the problem, whatever the issue, whatever the, so many patients are coming that do whatever you want to do, give whatever medicine you want to give us, just give me relief in my pain. I have taken
Mm-hmm.
so many high to high painkillers, injections, whatever, but I am not getting relief in my pain. So whatever you want to do, whatever medicine you want to give. I don't care whether it is Ayurveda, whether it is any other medicine. No, I want relief in my pain, very clear. So
Mm-hmm.
for patient it is cure of their disease. So it's not about the pathy. We doctors need to understand where we need to draw a line, that this is our area of practice or expertise of practice. This is your
Mm-hmm.
expertise of practice. Let's define that, and let's respect each other, and let's take it forward in that way.
Okay, okay. I mean, that's great what you have said. But with this, now that you have mentioned that specific person, so I actually would like to know from you, doctor, that so what is your take on this particular specific person? Let's just name him, Mr. Ramdev. I mean, Ramdev Baba. He is a guru. He's a yoga guru, and he's just, I mean, such a successful yoga guru. And he actually dismissed allopathy, and he actually rubbished allopathy. So, what's your take on that? And I mean, he did apologize later, but with that statement of his, a lot of doctors got offended, and and the controversy got created. So what's your take on his statement, and what's your take on him?
See, first of all, we all appreciate Baba Ramdev ji, whatever he has done in terms of
Mm-hmm.
propagating or disseminating the yoga information and creating an awareness in our society as far as the yoga is concerned. I personally met him several times. I also come up from that city. I did my Ayurveda in Gurukul only from
Mm-hmm.
Haridwar, and I personally met him several times. And we have seen closely how Patanjali has grown, and right now they are doing whatever. In fact, they have a Ayurveda college. They have a
Mm-hmm.
Ayurveda hospital along with the yoga thing as well. So first of all, we all respect him and we all appreciate him. Whatever he has done, Acharya Balkishan ji has done, it's a tremendous work. Second, actually, the problem here is what he was quoting or what he was stating. I think there were two aspects. One, he was not specifically intention was not to criticize the doctors. Intention was to criticize the system in terms of the failures. Now, maybe
Okay.
words were wrong, or maybe he realized after that that the words
Mm-hmm.
in which he has presented or he has quoted certain points were wrong, and he has apologized for that, and he has given a written apology, as well as he has now given that statement that he respect and
Yeah.
then so many things are there. So I think the intention was never to criticize the resource, the human resource, that is our allopathic doctor. And let me put it very clear, the intention of any person who is there is never to criticize any human resource, be it allopathic doctor, be it Ayurveda doctor, whatever. The intention is the system which we all know is somehow uh, not good in terms of let's understand, when this particular pandemic started, there were there were certain protocols. A patient immediately started following that protocol. Then there were certain medicines. In fact, I have seen patients were running for those medicines, and they were spending lakhs on lakhs of, say, plasma therapy or some antivirals, remdesivir, and all these things were there. You all have
Without prescription.
you all have seen that. Now, suppose, just imagine one thing. For example, in my family, if somebody is suffering and doctor is saying, okay, get a plasma therapy, get a remdesivir, and so on, and I'm just running across the world and spending lakhs of amount, and ultimately end up there realize that protocol now has been changed, and plasma therapy is not at all effective, remdesivir is not at all effective, and WHO as well as the Indian government has now withdrawn. In fact, today, if you see the latest protocol, it will not have any medicine which was there in last 1.5 year. So it's a natural that we will get frustrated. It's natural that we get irritated. I have so many patients who were so much frustrated and irritated, and they literally cried, and sometimes they literally told us the story, and we got goosebumps that okay, that happened to them. They were running the whole day, sometimes 2 to 3 days without sleeping, without food, for ensuring some medicines for their near and dear ones. And when they realized that this medicine was not at all effective, in fact, it is a failure. So just imagine the pain, just imagine the irritation and frustration of that particular person. I think that was the pain, and that was the reason, which was the main intention of mentioning that, see, we all appreciate our human resource. I again repeat, we all appreciate our human resource, that is allopathic doctor. But allopathic doctor are not, in fact, they are not responsible. They only follow, and they only follow the protocols which has been.
Yeah.
And Indian government is also somehow not responsible, because they are following the WHO protocols. So now the problem here is the entire system, the ecosystem which is there. And see, we have to make a choice here. India has always seen a guru. India has always seen a knowledge provider, not a knowledge seeker. So we can seek knowledge, that is fine, but still, if we have some knowledge, and if we are being positioned in the world as a knowledge provider. So, but in allopathic, the problem here is, in allopathic, we are just doing the copy thing of the international protocols. We are just doing a copy paste, and we are just following that. So that is the DNA, and that is the basic problem we need to understand, and that's why we all are focusing. And in fact, many allopathic doctors have shown interest, and they are doing research in herbal medicines and Ayurveda medicines. Our pharma fraternity, I appreciate them. They are the torch bearers of doing medicinal plant research in our country. The pharma fraternity is a torch bearer. Uh, they are the, I can say, best resource, and I've seen so many pharma people are doing so many research on medicinal plants. And but these are, by the way, the allopathic pharma people I am talking about. They have studied B farm or M farm and all these things in allopathic, but they are doing, they have a subject pharmacognosy in which medicinal plants are being taught, and they are doing research. So now we need to understand, on one side we can duplicate and replicate the international protocols, but still, if we, like for example, we can again take an example of China. So this virus has originated from China, and if we have so many research papers, we have TCM. TCM is traditional Chinese medicine. So TCM has supported and helped so many Chinese in terms of recovering and healing from the COVID, rather than just standalone depending on allopathic, which somehow Ayurveda was not being positioned in that way. Like some hospitals allowed us to give medicine in ICU, but not all. Many doctors resisted as well. Now, if the condition was each and every hospital has a department of Ayurveda as well, and each and every hospital and each and every protocol, for example, in government also, if they have released this official statement that at least with this allopathic, this Ayurveda also you can take. Ministry of Ayush is the protocol, but the impact was not that much. If again, that's why I'm saying it is not always should be allopathic versus Ayurveda. It should be allopathic and Ayurveda, or allopathic along with Ayurveda. That is that is the main mindset we need to change. So if that has been there, I think that frustration and that irritation would not have been into Baba Ramdev as well. And he has also seen pain and frustration of so many people. He is like being followed by so many lakhs of people, crores of people is in our country. So I think that irritation and frustration he was having. But yes, the choice of words was not that appropriate, which he has already apologized. So I think let's close that topic now. That has been now a closed chapter. But that is, that we always appreciate whatever people are doing, be it our allopathic doctor. We have 1st July Doctors Day, just day before, just after the tomorrow, day after tomorrow. We have 1st July, that is a Doctors Day, and we appreciate all the doctors in our country who
Yeah.
have an allopathic doctor, Ayurveda doctor. In fact, Ayurveda doctors are posted in government jobs. They were the frontliners in terms of getting people vaccinated, going to all these places. We have seen in news channels also, people were throwing bricks. Maybe you people have seen some news. There was a lady doctor in Maharashtra. She has been chased by the crowd, and they have throwing
Yeah.
stones to her. And she was a doctor, by the way. It has been there last year in the news, in the main news channels. So we have so many Ayurveda doctors working as a frontliner in hills in Uttarakhand, in Himachal, many other hill areas. EMS Ayurveda doctors are being posted as medical officers, and they are doing their job in terms of vaccinating the entire villages sometimes along with the
Yeah.
paramedic staff. So I think we should appreciate each pathy doctor, be it allopathic, be it Ayurveda, be it other pathy doctors, and we all should work as a team. We all should join hands together, and let's ensure that each and every we have one. We have so much of population. We have
Yeah.
125 more than 125 CR people, and only a few lakhs of doctors. Only 8 lakh Ayush doctors, and I think only 10 to 12 lakhs allopathic doctors are there in our country. So we have so much handful of only few doctors for the entire population in our country. So let's join hands and let's ensure that everybody will get healed rather than people also getting confused and we are also getting confused.
Yeah.
Which is better, which path is not better.
I mean, that is true. Absolutely, absolutely. Because, at the end of the day, the goal of both Ayurveda and allopathy is to serve humanity and to serve mankind. And if the goal is one, so why do we have to, have different thoughts and different um, why should we create controversies if the goal is one? So thank you so much, Dr. Piyush, for coming to SCube TV and speaking with us. It was so lovely chatting with you, and it was such a knowledgeable conversation. And thank you so much for enlightening our audiences with your amazing thoughts you shared. Thank you again.
Thank you, SCube team for inviting me for this discussion, and thanks, Rajni, for these excellent questions. I think these questions should be there and should be discussed so that we can create awareness in our society. And thank you so much. And I request all the audience and listeners to have a safe year ahead. Take care of your near and dear ones. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wishing you the same. All right, guys, that's it from SCube TV. Keep on watching and do subscribe to the channel.